Hey there, everybody. All right. It says I can't turn my phone around, which is fine. I guess I started it prematurely. Doesn't matter. I'm sitting in the parking lot because my internet at home is all over the freaking place. And yeah, I don't know if it's my phone, if it's my internet, what the heck's going on. But it's working here in my parking lot of the grocery store. I was out because last night I was supposed to pull chicken out of my freezer and I forgot to do it. I forgot to pull the chicken out. So I have no dinner and all that good stuff. But I wanted to jump on here because number one is 4th of July. So happy 4th of July, everybody. It's a beautiful, beautiful day in Texas. I just kind of had a slowpoke morning. Not feeling groovy, to be honest. I'm just kind of feeling a little wipeout for multiple reasons. It's been a busy week since I got back from Punta Cana. And I think I'm just like, I need the day to just chill. So this will probably be about the only work I get done today. Now, and then, number one, happy 4th to everybody. Hey, Addison, Robert, Michelle. So happy 4th of July to everybody on here and who catches this in the replay even. And I just wanted to kind of share the message of my probably the last 2 days that has been coming up for me. And this morning, I just felt really impacted. I was just sitting there and thinking in deep contemplation about some of the appointments that I've had and the messages that have been coming up from spirit, from soul, you could say. And it's all around love. It's all around love, and it's all around trauma and drama and mishap and almost what you would say an evilness. Ooh, yeah. This dark energy. And I run into this in my coaching practice a lot, where people will come to me with almost a very, I'm going to just go out and say it, like a demonic energy sometimes that can be freaking terrifying. And through the years of my practice and different parts of my practice being very spiritual based and working with, strong Christian communities and tapping into multiple different things, which I'm not going to get into on this Conscious Coffee, is definitely an intimacy share that I'm not doing on a live right this very second, at least not in this moment. But I have tapped in on a lot of different interesting things, to say the least. And I am one of those people that I don't believe anything unless it's like hardcore proven to me. So there you have that. But if we look at this from a psychological, this dude is walking through the parking lot right now and he's like giving me this massive weird look because I'm talking to my phone. He drives a really nice car now. He's got the right idea. It's a convertible and it's really hot outside. I should go get a convertible. All right. New goal for maybe this next year, convertible. But no, so the whole thing that has really been coming in is that there's this negative energy, this negative vibe, almost like a demonic, evil presence, darkness that I see in different people. I've had people come to me and they'll have beautiful blue eyes, and we'll be doing some work and their voice will change and their eyes will go jet black and they will start sweating profusely in the middle of a coaching appointment. And I will have tapped in on something like that. And it's almost like they'll turn to me and they'll get into this very aggressive stance with me, just sitting there, almost as though they want me to fear them. I don't fear very easily. I'm not quick to scare by any means. And it's just coming into tapping into their self-worth, into their self-love. And as I move into those spaces of telling them that they are worthy, that they are loved, that they are beautiful, that they are, that they have so much beautiful magic inside of them, and that they can want what they want, and that they can have it, and that, source, God, universe, whatever term they need to hear in that, wants them to have a beautiful life, wants them to be blessed, wants them to embrace their power, not from this darkness, not from this evil place of trying to wreak havoc in the world or in their lives or in their cherished ones' lives. That they kind of like that, this energy that they get caught in will start to let go of its grip on their heart, on their soul, you could say. So yeah, we could take that into a whole bunch of, you could say, well, there's some deliverance things going on here and different stuff like that. And I'm not going to get into that right now, like I said. But at the base of all of that at the base of all of that, what is really truly there is that those same souls that I see, and that I see even, right now I have some different things going on with my children's friends, and with friends' children and different stuff have you, and I see this space where there is somebody crying out for love, but they're doing it in all the wrong ways. They're doing it in all the wrong ways. They're pushing love away. They're pushing the worth. They're pushing the connection. They are pushing at such deep levels everything that they really truly desire away from them. And they're doing it through these evil aspects, like letting this darkness within inside themselves, which fears that connection, because that would be so fulfilling. That would be embracing their worthiness of love. That would mean that they would have to actually allow that well-being, that love to flow through them, instead of doing what is the norm for them, to resist it, to stand in a place of, no, I'm the one who always gets abandoned. I'm the one who's not worthy of love. I'm the one who everybody just throws away. I'm the one who has to do this to prove myself. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I can't, I'm not worthy of the love. I'm not worthy of the time. I'm not worthy of the connection. I'm not worthy of whatever the heck it is. And I was speaking with a friend, and I was sharing with them earlier. I was like, a year ago, I was coming out of a relationship of 7 years, man, that my youngest 2 children are with. And we had, lived together, raised children together, paid bills together. And just a little over a year ago, we were having actually a really great Sunday morning, and 90 minutes after a little bit of spending time together, he decided that our relationship should blow up, and he pushed me away, literally physically pushed me away, where I ended up getting physically hurt. Cops got involved, all this different stuff, and we parted our ways in that moment, in that process. And then a week later, he told me that I abandoned him. I was the one who abandoned him. I was the one who was in the hospital, not him. He was the one who flipped shit and changed, and I was the one who abandoned. And just today, while I was discussing this, what came out was, and I've known this, and I'm sharing this with you because I know that there's so many people out there that feel that they get abandoned all the time, and that feel that, or they see these things happen to them, and they go, well, I'm a good person. Why does this shit happen to me? Like, why do people treat me like this? And, I thought that they loved me. I thought that we were connected. I thought that they cared. I thought we were friends. I thought blah, 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 blah. And then you get the shove away, and then you get blamed. And you've got to wonder, like, what the heck is going on, right? Like, how can this person be that malicious of a mindset, or what kind of evil crap is caught up in them, or all this kind of stuff? And here's the reality: the people who choose to do that and not take responsibility for their actions, that actually are like doing that, because when we take responsibility for our actions, hey, morning, Julia, I was just talking about you, girl, in a good way. Julia's like a daughter to me. Morning, Donnie. Also, morning, Melanie. But the people who choose to react like that, they really are crying out for that love and attention. And much like what my ex said, you abandoned me. Here's the psychological aspect of this demonic presence, and that's what I'm going to call it, because it's like somebody can get taken over at a demonic level in these moments when they act out in such fierce negativity and such hatred and such, I gotta take my phone off the charger so I can hold it better, and such hatred and just negativity, where they are willing to even hurt another human being at different levels, and then point the fingers back at them and say, you did that. That right there is a soul that somewhere along the line, somewhere back in their history, in their timeline, they were abandoned. Chances are, as a small child or as a teenager, they were abandoned. And what happens, for us ladies, we might say, and now I'm getting hot, so I'm going to turn on the car. Hopefully everybody can hear me fine. Can you guys still hear me with the air on? Let me know. It's probably somewhere as a child or as a young person, they we're actually abandoned. So a lot of the times for men, that can happen with the mother figure, where the mother will abandon the situation. So it appears. Maybe there's a divorce that happens. Maybe the father goes and cheats, and the mother ends up drinking too much, or has to work so much, or something like that, and all this stuff happens where the child perceives it, though, as you're no longer taking the time for me, you're no longer here for me, I no longer have the support from you, thank you guys for letting me know, you're no longer there the way you used to be. And that is felt as though it is abandonment of the actual being, of the sex of the being. So in this case, like the mother figure, this of course happens with the father figure as well, or the significant masculine energy in the life, or the significant feminine energy in the life. That is that role. And when we get abandoned early on in life, then what? Then we move into our love relationships and everything, and then we end up in this cycle where we keep getting abandoned. And I'm talking about we all get abandoned, okay? So there's not a person on the planet that does not experience abandonment issues. We have all been let down. We have all been scorned. We have all been left. We have all been cheated on in one fashion or another, because cheating doesn't just happen with another person. It can happen where our partner is a workaholic and prefers to work all the time than spend quality time with us. It can be that they're cheating on us because they're raging alcoholics and they'd rather drink up their time and their energy than actually spend time and commit to their partners, to their family. So cheating has a humongous role on multiple different areas of that gamut. All of that brings up abandonment issues to us, and it is this triggering of this old wound that can lead us down a very dark path if we don't go in and do the healing work, if we don't go in and take the time to really get that negativity or that deliverance, we'll just call it, because I'm liking the word deliverance today, that don't have that deliverance happen, where we get healed, where that stuff is expelled from our system. And granted, once a trauma is made, a trauma is always there. There is always a wound. There's always going to be a weak spot. Much like if you break something, no matter how much training you do, no matter how much happens, you can strength train, you can become strong again, you can bring back your body to where you can go and do anything, but there's always going to be just a little bit weaker of a link there because of the wound. So once wounded in any fashion, that wound is forever with us, okay? But doing the work, doing the mindset work, doing the release work, doing the emotional healing work, that's how we strength train that aspect of our body, so that we can move through the abandonment, so that we're not sitting there like my ex, who pointed then at me after I said I'm done, and I moved out within that time frame. I was done, right? You sent me in the hospital, and now I'm moving out, and that's the relationship overdone with. I'm not coming back to find out how much better this relationship can get. We don't get second chances on that kind of stuff. And then he pointed and he said, you abandoned the situation. No, it was you that walked out on the children and I. Now, I did not walk out on my children, just to be very clear. I have my kids with me, as all of you who follow me know. My kids are always with me. I'm very, very much mama. But he did share that. And when I was thinking back about the psychological aspects of some of the things that are going on currently, there is this trickle-down effect, and using him as an example, there was this piece in his childhood where he felt abandoned by his mother. Then he felt abandoned by his sister, who passed away. So there was a loss there. There was an abandonment of the feminine from his mother. There was an abandonment of the feminine from his sister. There was abandonment of the feminine from his first true love. There was abandonment of the feminine of his wife prior to me. There's always this abandonment repeat of the feminine to him. So why would he not think of it as though I am abandoning him? And here's the sick portion. Here's the demonic aspect of this that really needs that expelling of somebody's system, because it can happen to any one of us. And that's why I shared this with you, not to try to be all preachy in a very Pentecostal holy roller way here, speaking of demons and angels or anything, because that's not my intent. So just so you know, my intent is to teach you to look at some of the events, that some of this really feeling negative, very evil feeling stuff that can happen to us in our life, to look at it as to what it really truly is, okay? And it is these old wounds that are really kind of like controlling the reins of the individual. And know that none of us are clear of it. it requires us to do the work. So back to my ex, the whole process there is that we had a really good thing going, right? Like he'd always told me, I've never loved anybody as much as you. Oh my gosh. And we had like a very mellow relationship overall. Issues, of course, because we're two separate people. It's a relationship. There's challenges. There's all that kind of stuff. It wasn't, all organic chocolates and roses and wine all the time. So what happened though is it was so peaceful, it was so good in different ways, it got too good. The more I committed in when we started having challenges, and I said, no, I'm dedicating myself to our relationship. Like I'm committing the time, the energy, the effort, I'm going to focus in on that. And as soon as I really got into that wound, that fear of, oh my God, we're going to go deeper, we're going to get more vulnerable, we're going to get more love going. His worthiness factor is not strong enough to receive that kind of love, to be worthy of the time, the energy, the love, the commitment. And as I got more time, love, commitment focused, it freaked him out. And he had this evil thing having control of him, that old wound, which is the evil thing, and not doing the work around it, took control of it and had to force the issue to make his truth a reality. Okay, so that took the truth into the reality and forced his hand, you could say. Now, he always had a decision. He could always fight it. He could always say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to lean in. I'm going to believe that I'm worth something. I'm going to believe that this relationship is worth something. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And he could commit to the light. Okay, he could commit to the light. He could commit to the love. He could commit to all that good stuff. He opted not to. He opted to physically harm, to cause the reaction that he was used to, which is the feminine abandoning him. So all you guys out there, and yeah, I'm speaking to you guys in a second, if you feel like the feminine is crazy and is abandoning you, I want you to kind of take note here and ask yourself, where did this feminine abandonment start to come in? Ladies, you're not off the hook, because there's many a woman that says, oh, here's the problem, you don't understand, Kendal, it's not my, and I'm not throwing anybody underneath the bus, because I know that a couple people just brought this to my attention, so I'm not saying this direct, but at the same time I am. Hear me, ladies, hear me on this one. And the comment is, I don't have a tough time finding a guy. I have a tough time keeping a guy. Okay? I don't have a tough time finding a woman. I have a tough time keeping a woman. All right. If you are feeling abandoned, check yourself. Ask yourself, because if this is a consistent issue that rises up in your life where you just can't hold it, how are you abandoning yourself first? Where did those abandonment triggers actually get rooted into your system? And how are you allowing this evil energy of that fear of not being worthy of your love, of not being worthy of the relationship, of not being worthy of having the time, the commitment, all of that yummy, juicy stuff that you so badly want? Because guess what? The people who do this and who fall prey to that darkness the most crave the love the most. They feel so empty and so just without, because they're not getting it from within. So they only think of it as coming from without. And love and worth, that is an inside game first. Respect is an inside game first. Freedom is an inside game first. All of that comes from here first. Peace comes from here first. You cannot have it from outside without tapping into it inside first. And the people who push it away the most also are craving it at the deepest levels, because they are starving at a deep soul level. And they are so out of alignment with their core, so out of alignment with who they really truly are, which is worthiness. Okay, which is worthiness. And I love the quote, and I keep using it because I really feel like we are a people that needs to know our worthiness, and that is that God does not make unworthy things. So I feel like a preacher right now. You're welcome. You just went to service. But it really is that we need to respect that worthiness, because when we don't, we starve. And much like a starving animal, we get kind of grumpy and we get dangerous when we're starving. We get dangerous. And that danger causes us to act out in ways that are not healthy for anybody involved. And then we get abandoned again and again and again. And it is not because anybody is abandoning us. It is because we are consistently abandoning our own worth, our own love, our own truth. So there you go. There is my preaching session of today. I should just, I am actually got license in ministry and stuff, but I don't ever proclaim that or use that. But today I really do feel like I'm standing up on the pulpit and I'm giving a service right now. But I think that it also, the 4th of July is all about freedom, and it is about independence. It is about letting go of the chains that's held down. And here we are, each of us celebrating, at least in the United States. Yes, there's 4th of July all over the world, but the celebration of the 4th is a United States thing. And for our freedom, for our independence here in the United States, and as a reminder to anybody who follows me who has certain freedoms and liberties, whatever that day that your country might celebrate it doesn't much matter. It should be an everyday thing, and it should be an every moment thing, because it's not even about your country. It's not about your race. It's not about even the people that fought for your freedoms and liberties. Do we honor? Do we respect? Do we have gratitude for them? Yes. But do them the best service that you can and give the best gratitude that you can by every single day of your life stepping into that mindset of being free, of not just existing, but actually really living your life, which is a life of freedom, a life worth love, worth abundance, worth connection. You are worthy. You so are worthy. Step into your freedom today. Have an amazing 4th of July to all of my fellow United States citizens and everything, and to everybody else in the world. Have a fucking amazing 4th of July as well, because I hope that it's a beautiful day wherever you are at in this beautiful, beautiful world of ours. I'm not even going to make any really... Everybody knows I got Unstoppable running, Unstoppable Power. It's my time to fly. It's my ladies' 12-week workshop that I am running. It goes live on the 15th. Registration is about ready to run out on it, so ladies, you need to jump on there. I'm giving $500 off on that course right now. Connect on that and get your asses in gear and really truly embrace your wings, embrace your freedom, embrace everything, and don't let yourself be bogged down by these old programs, these old habits. My time to fly is right there, and it is your time to fly. So click on the link in the comment section for that so that you can read up on that. Grab your spot. It is limited spots because there are one-on-one coaching sessions with this. They are global one-on-one coaching sessions. I'm doing them here on Facebook through the live chat, so that is available. Let me see. Anything else? I think that's about it. Of course, you can always follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. If I touched you in any way in my little preachy session here today, please hit the share button to help me get these messages of self-worth, self-love, abundance, and prosperity out there to the world. Help support me in that fashion if your heart is drawn to that at all. And as always, stop existing, start living, and I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. Bye, everybody.